Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. So yeah, all the stuff about that Data said about who Mega Man Trigger is and what his purpose is and why he's doing this and what he's supposed to be doing. I'll get into that more in Legends 2. So I wanted to focus more on the connections between Mega Man Juno and Model W and the transition from the ZX era to the Legend series. So if you come and talk to the citizens, they'll kind of hint at things that they wish you could have done in the time that you've been here if you didn't do all the subclasses and such, and they'll all say nice things to you, regardless of what you've done. And so yeah, you can come back to town. You don't even have to go through and talk to all these people if you don't want to. This is all optional. They'll kind of give hints at stuff that you could have done. Like I said, I was going to leave that up to you guys if you guys decide to play this game. I wanted to focus more on the main adventure. Hey, there's the inspector. And you know, I might have shown more of the side quest stuff. I think you guys got a little hint of it with like the lady and the painting. Didn't quite finish that, and the games at the uh, in the uptown at the TV station. So yeah, there's that kind of stuff you could do. Oh, hey, there's Wily. Darn it! I said you weren't going to be important at the rest for the rest of the game. Ah. So yeah, somewhere along the lines, uh, things got set up so that different Mega Men were set to rule the uh, over different places of the world, kind of like how what they were trying to set up in Mega Man ZX with the Mega Man trying to be the rulers of the world. So that somehow got set up, but not quite in the form that we saw in the ZX series. So some other things took place. Not sure specifically what. Use your own imagination and fill in the plot holes there. But Mega Man Juno, I do believe he was based on Model W or a fragment of Model W. We have cats over here. There's a lot of cats, too. Oh, aren't you something? But when we're ready to go, we just come back and I think we talk to the professor. And it is time to move on. We talk to the mayor. We talk to everyone. Ah, we talk to Roll when we want to move on.
So much. Take care of yourselves. Bye. Take care. Goodbye.
See you later, Amelia.
Bye.
Alright, and that should bring us to the credits section. Yes. So, we learned a few things about Mega Man Volnut, or Mega Man Trigger. Uh, First, that he lost his memory. Second, that he was recognized by Mega Man Juno as being Mega Man Trigger and part of this whatever system or structure got set up. And third, I think the instruction book was lying when it said that Professor Barrel found Mega Man as a baby and raised him up, because it's really starting to sound like that wasn't the case. Um, yeah, so I'm going to ignore that part of the instruction book for the purposes of the story. So yeah, Mega Man Legends. I thought this was a great game, a great adventure, very radical, different departure from the structure of a Mega Man game that we're used to. Go fight, 8 bad guys and then refight them and fight a final boss. This was much more of an open-ended adventure. You can proceed along the main quest at your own pace. You can take breaks, explore areas that you've been to gather more money, upgrade your weapons. The graphics aren't great, but you know what? They're very passable. They don't make the game unplayable. The game is so enjoyable, especially the voice acting and the cutscenes. The cutscenes are all just cute and hilarious, and I love them. Really adds to the fun of the story. And you have the pirates, the Bond family. There's actually going to be another scene at the end of this, so do stay tuned. And so there's some interesting characters. They're not just, hey, we want to take over the world sort of people. They're just pirates, and it means exactly that. So what all did take place between the ZX series and this series, Mega Man Legends? Not entirely sure, but I do believe Mega Man Model W was a huge factor in designing this system that was in process here, and that we see in the Legends series with islands or different areas being overseen by different Mega Men. In this case, Cadillac's Island was overseen by Mega Man Juno, and we can assume, based on that and the ZX goals, that there's other Mega Man out there that are ruling over different sectors of the world. Although, spoiler alert from Legends 2, we're not going to fight any of them. But Mega Man Juno did mention some sort of higher power that he referred to as Mother. And that's something we're going to get into with Legends 2. So we're not going to see other Mega Men in this series, although I still assume that they're there. The prologue of this game mentioned that Mega Man and Roll have been going out on digs, and even at the end, it sounds like they're going to continue to do that. So we can assume that they come across other Mega Men that just don't appear in the first or second Legends game. So other than that, overall great game. Love some of the music as well. I don't think I touched on that. Some of the music within the runes was a little bland. I did feel like once you got to know the game and everything, once you've played it enough, and especially once you've played Legends 2 and then come back to this one, the runes feel a lot smaller, and everything is so interconnected. In the next game, you're not going to have that interconnectivity that you had. And I think that's one reason I was kind of surprised we didn't get the drill sooner than we did. But the way that the interconnectivity with all the runes was set up, they didn't want us having the drill. They had us get a progression of like the jump springs, the grand grenade, and the drill, things like that. Stuff linking the different places together at different paces throughout the game. But in the next game, we should be getting the drill a lot sooner because uh, they don't have to put obstacles and stuff in place where we need certain abilities to bridge the links between all the ruins, because that just doesn't happen in the second game. So I do appreciate that as well.
Well, there they go. Not a care in the world. Hey, Tron, can't this thing go any faster?
No, it can't. I had to gather up all the spare parts from everything he blew up to build this. That's right, that's right.
We'll just have to rough it until we get to the next island. If we sell what we found, we'll get back what we lost and then some. We'll live like kings. Who would have thought there was such a huge refractor down there? And all we had to do was just wander in and pick it up. I told you we'd have the last laugh.
That's assuming we make it to the next island without sinking. Oh well, at least he's in a good mood.
No, wait for it. Wait for it. I love how they remembered to throw that huge reactor in here at the end, and what happened to it. Very nice closure. Uh, I get a kick out of him. Alright, so with that, we're going to put this game to bed, and this is Late Night Mega. Good night, everyone.